everybody, super family cars come in but one flavour these days, SUVs. But this wasn't always the case, no. And today I'm going to be showing you the 3 concept cars that we came tantalisingly close to getting. And I believe it is automotive malpractice that the world did not get to see these incredible super family cars. Let's find out what they are. My name's Ben and welcome to
Dadcars.
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 Oh, hang on, yeah. Oh. Yeah, do you want to sit in that one? Or you can sit behind.
No, sit.
Right, just watch out for the camera. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So the first of 3 super family cars, which I'm just devastated that we did not actually get, is a Lamborghini. But I'm not talking about the original concept Lamborghini Urus from 2012, which, you know, to me was a lot more appealing than what we got, which was effectively a German pig with lipstick on. No, I'm talking about a car which was unveiled 4 years before the concept Urus. In 2008 at the Paris Motor Show, the world saw a 4-door Lamborghini Super Saloon. The Lamborghini Estoque, the Estoque? No, that sounds like some sort of beef gravy stock. I don't know how to pronounce it, but all I can tell you is that it looks incredible. Right now, girls, let me show you this car, which is a 16-year-old design, and then I'll show you the current Urus that we've got, yeah, which is the 4-door Lamborghini we eventually got.
This one.
Look, this right here is what the Lamborghini Urus looks like. It's the one that me and you reviewed recently, yeah? And this is the car I'm talking about, a 16-year-old design, okay? Which do you think is cooler? This one or this one?
I like that one because you're Aston Martin. But
Okay, you like that one because of what? It reminds you of the Aston Martin that we had. Yeah, it's a 4-door, 4-seater Lamborghini with a naturally aspirated 5.2 litre V10. And it was unveiled in 2008, but unfortunately the world never got it. And I think the reason being that, you know, Lamborghini realised that the world's appetite was changing, perhaps because of the Porsche Cayenne success at the time. You know, they were quite rightly, I'm sure, chose to go the Urus way, rightly in terms of profit. But to me, it's just devastating that we never got this car. Hey, look at the interior on this 16-year-old car. It's a lot more special, bespoke than what we got in the Urus. And car number 3 on this list actually, in the real world, proved that Lamborghini were right to not make this car and go with the Urus instead. But first off, let's talk about car number 2. Because car number 2, girls, is a Lotus. Who remembers way back when, around 2010, when Lotus unveiled their plans, ambitious plans, to bring out 5 new models? Look, I'll just quickly go through them. Lotus number 1 was an all-new Elise, and at the time when it was unveiled, it's horrendous and looked horrible and very undesirable, and it looks just as horrendous today. I'm so glad they didn't make it. Number 2 was an all-new Lotus Elan, you know, a 2-seater with the V6 Toyota engine that was in the Evora, and I think that looks awesome even today. Number 3 was a new Lotus Elite, a 2+2 with a 5-litre supercharged V8 and a hardtop convertible roof as well. God, in terms of a dad car, that would have been amazing if they made that. You know, it's kind of like Lotus's equivalent of, you know, what the Ferrari California was. And to my eye, even today, slightly better looking than the California. Number 4 was supposed to be an all-new Lotus Esprit with the supercharged 5-litre V8. And they're even talking about maybe a hybrid version as well. And I always think that what we actually got with the new NSX is kind of what we were gonna get with that new Lotus Esprit. So at least we got the NSX. But the 5th new model that Lotus have viciously said that they were planning on building is, look, number 2 in this video. So the second family car, the second dad car that I'm just, honestly, I'm heartbroken that they never made, was the Lotus ET Turn. Well, I think that's how you pronounce it anyway. But look, it was a masterpiece. Super saloon, you know, with a 5-litre supercharged V8 as well. 4-door, 4 seats. And I remember at the time thinking it's absolutely stunning. But at the start of this video, I used the phrase automotive malpractice. You know, where's my evidence for using such a strong term? Well, my evidence is this. Because we do now have a new Lotus 4-door super saloon, or to use Lotus's own words and phrasing on their website, a Hyper GT. And so just to build up to this, look, let me show you again this near 15-year-old design. You know, what we could have had, something this beautiful. And then 15 years later, what did we get? We got this. Ooh. Ooh. What do you think? Does that look good? Well, look, here's the problem, okay, is that this looks like pretty much every other Geely car, doesn't it? You know, they're Volvos they're making now, the Polestars, and the Lotus EVs. Now, to my eyes, if you squint and look at them, take your glasses off and look at them, if they're all in the same colour scheme, they all pretty much look the same to me. And look, I'm sure the Amaya is a decent EV. You know, it's probably a very good car, very fast and all the rest of it. And, you know, if you're a company director who's looking for your company car and you want to have something parked up using free charging at your office, which is, you know, better than all of the people below you that have got Tesla Model 3s, then yeah, look, the Amaya, I'm sure, is a great car to go for. But when you consider, like, just the design of that car, you know, nearly 15 years ago, look, be completely honest, yeah? Which car do you think looks better, this one?
Yeah.
Or this one? Be completely honest. You say whichever one you want.
The first one.
Why do you think the first one looks better?
Because I think it's like the Aston Martin.
Again, you like the, yeah. This is the thing, I think, because we've started making memories already in, like, you know, really cool, sleek, sort of super GT design cars. I think that's quite cool that you're starting to lean towards those. And sweetie, speaking of Aston Martin, do you know what the third and final awesome family car, which we nearly got, but we didn't, and it's really upsetting. Do you know what the third one is? Can you guess? It's an Aston Martin. You want to get an Aston Martin one day? Look, what I'm talking about is a Aston Martin estate. I would have loved it if they'd made an Aston Martin estate. And we came very close to it because they made the Rapide. And we have reviewed a Rapide S on the channel before, and I loved it. My next Aston Martin, eventually, years down the line, when this channel is actually making some money, is probably going to be a Rapide, I reckon. And that's the awesome thing that I always love and respect about Aston Martin, you know. Whilst these other companies were kind of, oh, should we make a four-door super saloon? Oh, should we do it? Aston Martin went ahead and did it. They made the Rapide. But I said earlier on that, you know, number 3 proved Lamborghini were right not to do it. And I mean that I don't think the Rapide sold in huge amount of numbers. I don't think the Rapide, all in, was an overly financially successful car for Aston Martin. But what I'm talking about, the thing which is just such a crying shame that they didn't make, is the Rapide estate, or to give it its proper name, the Jet 2+2. Do you want me to show you the car that I'm talking about? Yeah. What do you think of that?
Oh my God.
So it's like Daddy's DB9, but it's got a door in the back and it's got all of this space, look. So loads of headroom and loads of space in the boot as well, so you can fit whatever you wanted in it. How cool is that? Wouldn't that have been a cool dad car that if I could have bought it?
Please bought it.
You want me to buy it? But the problem is there's only one of them in the whole wide world and it's worth millions and millions of pounds.
Someone bought it.
Somebody has bought it. I think the original owner has sold it, yeah. So girls, this was a one-off coach-built design by none other than Bertoni himself, a very wealthy Aston Martin owner, commissioned them to make him one. And the plan was for Bertoni to make 10 to sell to very wealthy people, and then potentially for Aston Martin to then bring the Jet 2+2 or the Rapide estate or the Rapide shooting brake, whatever they wanted to call it, bring it into production. But fun fact, this was actually the last car design that Bertoni worked on until the company went bust.
What does that mean?
So the company had no more money, so they had to stop working and they couldn't do any more car designs. So to me, it's a real crying shame because, you know, like Aston Martin, they really gave the Rapide like a good go. You know, they made the original Rapide, then the Rapide S, then they revised the Rapide S as well and even put the Touchtronic 3 gearbox in it so it could go over 200 miles an hour and then 0 to 60 came down. They made the Rapide AMR as like the final runoff one. So it's just, yeah, it's really frustrating. To me, that is one of the coolest looking dad cars that I can sort of think of, really. And just the fact that, I mean, there's only one of them in the whole world. It's probably worth millions and millions. That's not the only coach-built Aston Martin estate either. I believe there's a DB5 and also a 90s Virage that I saw the other day as well. Yeah, you can go inside if you want. I'm just about to finish the video off. Can you get Daddy a drink of water as well? Oh, thank you. Oh, no, not a beer, thank you. Bless them, they're only in the car because they saw me getting the cameras out and sticking them up and then they said they wanted to see what I was doing. But there's been other brands that have had one-off coach-built estates made as well, or should I say shooting brakes. I think if it's got 2 doors, it's a shooting brake. If it's got 4 doors, it's an estate or a wagon. The 612 Scaglietti doesn't look good to my eyes, but the 456 coach-built estate, honestly, that is such a cool looking car. Such a cool looking car. Look, okay, look, I'll boldly proclaim this right now, that if this channel ever becomes massive, it'll be massive and it's, you know, bringing in loads of money, I will source perhaps like a lightly crash damaged Rapide or a lightly crash damaged 456 and then do a build series on this channel where I make my own estate 456 or estate Aston Martin Rapide. How cool would that be? And if you'd like to see that, subscribe to this channel, and then I just need another couple 100,000 people to subscribe and start watching the videos every week. No, they wanted to come in. Thank you, though. Okay. I'll take a drink of water, thanks. Other honourable mentions that I think are quite cool, but not cool enough to make the list, is a 4-door 911. I've seen a couple from different generations, you know, again, coach built ones, but I always remember the 996 one looking pretty cool. And definitely looking cooler than what we eventually got, you know, the Panamera. But I can imagine with a 4-door 911, if the engine was still in the same place, with it being even further behind you, it would probably handle like a badminton shuttlecock. It's always annoyed me that Mini never made a modern, classic proportioned Mini. You know, VW upsize, Kia Picanto size. If they'd made an even more, you know, compact hatch, classic styled Mini, I think it would have sold like hotcakes. No, we're going to make like a coupe one. Or what, like a smaller coupe one? No, just Mini is exactly the same size, but the roof line's going to be squished. Right, okay, that's strange. Well, can we do the classic Mini next? No, we're going to do like a crossover one. A even bigger Mini, okay. Oh. And finally, I've said it before, they should have made a proper Mark V Supra, you know, one which was like DB11, DB12 sized, you know, with the 2+2 seats in the back, a proper halo car for Toyota, not the rebadged Z4 that we got, which I'm sure is a very good car, but yeah. If you can think of any cool cars that we nearly got but they didn't make, drop them in the comments below. And just for fun, out of interest, out of those three main ones, the Lamborghini, the Lotus and the Aston Martin Estate, if you could pick one of those and have it on your driveway right now, which would you pick? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you, like me, wish that these three cars were made, there's good news, because the Rapide was made. The Rapide is rare, but despite that, it's the biggest Aston Martin bargain in the world right now. You can pick up a V12 4-door Aston Martin Rapide for less than a Tesla Model 3. So if you're tempted by the idea of a super saloon as your dad car, and you can afford it, go and buy a Rapide. I would if I could afford it. Big update coming to the channel soon. Some good news and some bad news. Stay tuned. Much love. Bye-bye. Mwah.